Hello and welcome to Team Fight Breakdown. I'm going to be your host, Sit Back today, and I'm going to be going over one of my ranked games that I have just finished on Jungle Amumu in the Diamond 4 Elo. So, before we get this Team Fight Breakdown started, we first have to see how we got here. It's a Sit Back special. So let's skip to the 10-minute mark, and as you can see, the gold is dead even between the teams. And if we look at the plating, we have 4 plates down top, and we have 2 plates on the blue team that are down. So 2 plates to 4. However, the kills is substantially in the red side favor. Even with that, the gold is dead even between the teams. So if we go to 15 minutes, and also another thing to note that the red team does have a dragon, and most of the kills seem to be on the top side of the map with Tom Kench getting the gold as well as a Kane. Very good for Kane, especially if he gets snowballing in the early game. However, Tom Kench is a very gold efficient support. However, in this case, he's being played in the top lane. Him getting a lot of this gold does really matter for him. He's still going to be getting very tanky and be much better on one of the carries such as Jinx or possibly Ahri. And let's go ahead and start skipping to 15 minutes. Okay, boom, we're at the 15-minute mark, and a lot has changed as we can see. The red team has taken a solid 3k lead against the blue team. With 1 tower advantage, gaining another Ocean Drake for themselves, and almost doubling or is doubling the kills of the blue team. So right now, I'm not having a good day. So you click tab and see what the score lines are like. Renekton seems like he's getting dumpstered by the Tom Kench, who was 3-3. But has now got a lot of gold and a lot of kills on top of himself. And if we take a look around the map, we do see a fight breaking out. Amumu and Echo versus Jinx and Chiraka. And I'll go ahead and play this out afterwards. If we look down bot, it does look like there was a lane swap that occurred. And Jin and Thresh are going to be versing against Tom Kench. Okay, so before that, it does seem like Renekton has died, as well as Kane. And if we play this fight out real quickly. So there's 2 fights going on right now. It does seem like Echo has got the advantage on the Jinx. And if we look down bot lane, let's see if they're able to kill the Tom Kench. Oh. Ooh, close. Okay, perfect. Okay, so it does seem that the blue team has gotten a little bit of a gold swing, closing that lead to a 1k gold difference. However, they do have dragons over the blue team, and as well as a 1 tower difference. So let's go ahead and jump to the 20-minute mark. Okay, boom, we're at the 20-minute mark, and not a lot of things are happening right now. As you can see, the gold lead for the red team has been still at a steady 1k. But as we can see that the Mountain Drake has been added for the blue team, and there's been a lot of kills traded back and forth in this game. And look at the kills. All the kills and a lot of the gold is going towards this top side and this jungle as well. It's pretty good for Kane to have a lot of kills. However, Tom Kench has been getting a lot of kills as well, and the Ahri and Jinx have not been getting the kills needed to kind of hit their power spikes. So Jinx is at an IE and Runans. However, Jin has 2 IEs due to the fact that he's been getting all the kills, which is great for our team. And if we look around the map right now, not a lot of things are happening. However, it has been a lot of kills traded during the time that we skipped for those 5 minutes. So now let's go ahead and jump 1 minute before the big fight happens. Okay, and now we're 1 minute before the big fight. As you can see that the enemy team has got an inhibitor on us, as well as 2 extra turrets. They have also extended the lead by 4k. And also have gotten a lot of kills on the way. Jinx has gotten 2 of those kills, bringing her shutdown up. And she hasn't bought yet, As soon as she backs, she will be getting a second zeal item. So she's been hitting her power spikes after the 3 minutes that passed. Definitely a huge spike towards the red side. So now I'm going to be telling you guys exactly how we flipped this game upside down, exactly how we went from losing to a victory within 4 minutes. Okay, and at this point, I'm assuming that their team is going to walk towards this dragon area. And I do have a plan that could counteract their dragon attempt. However, we do it late, so we can't really rush the Baron in time, because not all our members are at the Baron while they're at the dragon. So if we play the clip, okay, and you can see how they walked out of vision towards the dragon. That could gotta give us a good look of what they're trying to do. So before they cut out of the fog of vision, smart players could use this to their advantage by possibly running to Baron, but we do have vision on it. However, we do see that they were walking towards the dragon. So at this point, if we look in the chat, I'm pretty sure I do ping that. Okay, they ping that it's a mountain drake. The VOD is really buggy right now, but Jin is pinging the mountain drake that they're actually doing it, and we all assume that they're doing it. Okay, at this point, I know I can't really stop them from doing it because we're behind 4K in gold, and going in there will be a suicide mission. And if I try to steal this dragon and I get killed for it, they could just set up a Baron and possibly push down the top lane and win the game off that. So thinking in that perspective, there's no reason for me to throw my body on the line for this one mountain drake. It can cost us the game, especially at this kind of state. And the only time you might want to like grab a mountain drake is when you're ahead, or if it's a Baron. Barons really shift the game. So if you're going to try to do a Baron attempt, might as well. It's kind of like a flash in the pan. However, for a mountain drake while Baron's up, that's kind of throwing the game at that point. So what I do is that I ping to go to the Baron, right? And we don't want to do the Baron, but we want to set up the classic bait for the enemy team. So for this, we have to speed it up a bit. Okay, so at this point, I set a ping to the Baron, and my team does follow up. So what I want to do is I want a clear vision of this whole Baron pit and try to set a trap for them to fall into, especially with our team composition. I do have a very game-changing ultimate that could kind of wipe out their team if used properly, and I do have follow-up with Echo, Thresh, and Renekton to kind of follow up. And the two key targets I really want to focus in this fight is not Kayn, because for the most part, Kayn is not killing us. It's the Shiraka and the Jinx being left alone in the backline that's killing us. Kayn could kill our carries quite effectively. However, leaving Shiraka alive to heal up the Kayn is even more detrimental. So what I'm trying to do in this fight that's going to be coming up is to focus down the Shiraka. But before then, the team does get dragged. So we try to run over here. We're not trying to rush the Baron. However, we're trying to clear the vision of Baron, forcing their hand to face check or forcing their hand to try to ward out or try to stop us, okay? So what Thresh does, he sniffs out the wards over here, and while he's doing that, I throw a pink down into the Baron pit. And as you can see later on, if we look at their perspective, it does seem like we're going to try to start the Baron. So if we go to their perspective, Ahri is currently fighting blue buff, and this is going to be one of the most game-throwing decisions of the game. But back to the team fight. If we speed it up, there's no vision of the Baron pit, and it will soon fade. So they're trying to run there before we even get a chance to do it, because we do have a mountain drake. We do have the means of shredding Baron. We do have a lot of damage. However, they do also see that Thresh is in this bush, and they've seen at least 3 of our members, at least Echo. So let's go back to our perspective. That we see them face checking, and the key member coming out is the Shiraka. now that we have not only got them into a position of an advantage for us that we didn't know at the time that Ari's not with them. However, we do get the drop on them. So if we're able to kill the Shiraka or Jinx before any retaliation, it's almost a guaranteed win for us. If I slow down the clip. Okay, and for this big fight, there's 2 people of note, or 3 people of note that you have to take a big eye on. For this team fight here, keep your eye on this Thresh, as well as me, and as well as this Echo. I see Echo throwing down his W, so for what I want to do is I want to jump on this Tahm Kench and entangle them on top of the Echo W itself, so that not only I'm CCing them all down before they flash, and after I'm done CCing them, Echo is able to apply his CC, so we're chain CCing them down as an AoE effect. So if we take a look here, I ulti immediately to entangle the Shiraka and Jinx. And big note to here, Thresh grabs a hook on the Tahm Kench. So Tahm Kench is not able to eat the 80 carry Jinx to save her from this fight. Me and Echo gets full reign on this poor little Jinx. So if we continue to play, Echo jumps in and about to proc his burst combo. And another thing to note, Tahm Kench is still CC'd while he's not able to save the Jinx, and Kayn is jumping on our Jhin. However, our Thresh does a very smart play of throwing the lantern for this Jhin to protect him. But as you can see, Jinx gets one-shotted before the fight even really starts. Everyone's at their full HP bars. After that Jinx is dead, we start turning on the Shiraka, and the lantern saves Jhin away from this Kayn. And the Kayn is 11-3 at this point. So beautiful job of keeping the Kayn out of the fight. If Kayn was here, he would be able to knock us up and possibly stop us from destroying the Jinx and Shiraka. However, he chose a greedy path of attacking the Jhin and trying to get the kill on the Jhin. It's not wrong. However, for that engage, he should have possibly turned around and stopped us from killing his team. So if we continue, we blow up this Jinx and Shiraka as well, and Tahm Kench and Kayn are the only people alive. And during this whole time, we don't see where Ari is, and we don't really know where she is, but we know that we blew up the Jinx within 3-4 seconds, and killing the Shiraka as well shortly after. So if I let this play out for the rest of the fight, it's a 5v2, and it's kind of a stomp. So right after the fight, no deaths, we do the Baron. And how did this happen? And how did this even work? Well, the number one thing is first, denial of vision. What the enemy doesn't know scares them. So if they don't see the Baron, or they don't see vision around the Baron, they get paranoid, and especially in solo queue, they might do something stupid like face check and the amumu and Echo and Renekton and a Thresh hook. Like, it was one of the most stupidest things I've seen, but regardless, it was the setup itself that caused their hand to kind of try to stop us there. So if they don't face check, for the most part, we could be shredding down the Baron. But if they do face check, this occurs. So we kind of boxed them into this. And another thing is that since they were doing the dragon, since they're like somewhere else, we were able to trade objectives. So they had enough time to get over here. However, we set up this trap already. We were already here, so we were able to fight on our own terms. We were able to start the fight, and 90% or 80% of fights started by a team usually ends up being successful, due to the fact that since you're the one who pulls the trigger first, you're most likely at an advantage. So if we continue this up, we finish taking the Baron, and they do try to kill Ari, but they're unsuccessful. We try to save our base from the super minions, and now that we have Baron in a beautifully successful fight, we do run it down for the win. So if we skip later on, yes, so we do start pushing it down mid and do end up winning the game. off one sole team fight, where we killed 4 of the members and took Baron, swinging the gold in our favor and ending the game. And thank you for watching Team Fight Breakdown. This is the first installment. I may do more in the future if different games like this happen to me, where we come from a weak advantage point to winning the game in 4 minutes. If you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you drop a like, drop a comment. I know this is nothing like my previous videos. However, hopefully you enjoyed it. That will be all. Take care and